Morning, Rob. All right. What do we got? Rocket, Carvana, STPK. Let's check out the global list. Oh, AMD's up 2.16. What happened yesterday? Oh, I don't know. Um, well, if you look at the way the Nasdaq is setting up at the moment, if you're looking for the bigger story, um, it's not painting a great picture with the lower Bollinger Bands. We found resistance at the middle Bollinger Band from an index perspective. Here's the Qs. You're seeing somewhat similar things. You're seeing really large volumes on these really big days we had. So last time we had something like that was over here. And we kind of floundered about lower for a while. This one turned around fairly quickly, if you remember this. This was in September of last year. Then we ended up forming a bullish pattern after that. So whether you take it whether you call it profit taking, consolidation, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we got to figure what Soxal is. It's a 3 times ETF, so whatever it's based off of, which XOXX, I think. So that must have had a pretty good down day yesterday too. Yeah, I mean, look, the chips are up. Look at this freaking thing, dude. It's up. This is not the 3 times. It's just the standard ETF from 200 to 400. That's an ETF doubling in a year. So that's quite a bit of profit on the table. Um, you're seeing elevated here on the SOXX, elevated here, selling pressure I'm looking at. That's a reversal day, elevated volume. So there's definitely some distribution stepping in here. Like I said, whether it's profit taking or what it is, it's going to be some profit taking, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's rotation. We're not seeing a tremendous amount of rotation. We are seeing some. Looks like Donkey Kong is starting to bounce back. It had earnings, so that's good. So that's out of the way. A couple days ago, big reversal to the upside right there, which is not bad on Donkey Kong. Nvidia also had earnings. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I got it. Nvidia also had earnings, so 3.1 estimate. So they killed earnings. Yeah, yeah, it happens like that sometimes. It's a called a well, this not really a gap in crap. It's actually just kind of a fake out. So most of the stuff we have at highs isn't in highs, at least up here today. PLL pulled back yesterday too. So definitely that consolidation is happening. The question is, what's the next sector to go into vogue, and do we have any of them? Because we've been running on this batch of stocks for a very long time. Um, there's net looking like it needs more time. What's up, bud? Huh? Abominable? The Snowman movie? The what? Yeti is a snowman. Same thing. Kind of. Um, We'll see how you behave today. Keep your behavior in mind. Keep your screens in check today, okay? All right. So is Tesla still consolidating? Still nothing bad here. Yeah, look at the volume compared to back down here when we topped over at 500, dropped down to the 50 day. Now we crossed the 50 day, so definitely needs to rest here. Last time we did that, we hit the 200 moving average. I was down here at 200, went down to 68, which was 1,960 and 400 pre-split, if you guys remember those numbers. And so now we're under the 50 day. So, are we eyeing the 200? I'm loosely eyeing it. I mean, if it gets down to the 200, I probably will be buying. Similarly to what I did before, but we'll see if we get there. Also, my trend line's right there too, which always gives me a warm fuzzy. All right. MasterCard's still holding up pretty good yesterday. Not a bad day for MasterCard. SI, AMD. So we're back stuck in ranges again, basically. We're range bound. We're going to see some individuals pop. Rocket today on a gap, but not really going anywhere. Yeah, GDLC. Bitcoin's looking okay. Let me look. I haven't looked at the Bitcoin chart today. Cardano was up on my screen. So slight undercut right there. It could be definitely be considered an undercut and rally. And it does look like we're trying to revolve higher here. Aggregation tool still to the downside. So if you're thinking about Bitcoin positions, I don't know if that's necessarily in the cards. That looks like a more generalized, more normalized trend line on BTC in terms of the slope. So see what happens there. PLL right back at it this morning. Yesterday that it was at it as well. So interesting note on PLL, if you look at the intraday action here, you've got heavy, heavy, all buying, heavy with some distribution, and then it gets lighter on these distributive candles. So they bought it up here to the 68.50 or whatever, and then they just kind of stopped the heavy buying, and they're doing it again this morning, although on smaller pressure, but it does look like it's getting moving in the right direction. So that's a good thing. So PLL not doing bad up here. Yeah, Nvidia killing earnings like that is a good sign. Looks, we're not quite running yet though. There's, I don't know why they're not running, but it's not. Hey, what up, guys? Enjoy my roller coaster? Not really. Not a big fan of the roller coaster. Um, yeah, not really at all. Nvidia had blowout earnings, didn't move. Donkey Kong's really good though. I like the way Donkey Kong's setting up after earnings today. That's really nice. Um, don't talk to you about Nvidia. AMD had good earnings. Earnings mean nothing. You are partially right about that. It's not about, well, see, think of a line chart, right? Like just a line with dates on it. And there's today's date. Earnings come out today for the prior quarter. The important thing generally is the forward-looking statements and whatever they, quote unquote, they want out of those forward statements. So if they don't get what they want or whatever, or if they get, I don't know, maybe they already have positioned for what they hear so they don't buy more. I don't know the exact, situation, but it's yeah, it is what it is. Tis what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So we move when the stocks move. We don't try to guess when they're going to move, basically. Um, yeah, so not a tremendous amount going on today. Some reason GDLC is up. Who gives a shit? Stupid choppy garbage. PLL. PLL is having some decent moves. I do like the way PLL is moving. Good increase. The sell off yesterday on PLL, I don't think it was too bad. I don't think it was too bad at all. Bigger picture, I think this guy is definitely a winner in whatever time frame that takes. But I think, yeah, I think it, with everything ramping up, obviously behind what's happening behind the scenes. You got Tesla out front there, but there's a bunch of behind the scenes companies that are going to have to do some mad work for the next 2 to 5 years, and PLL is going to be one of them. What was MP, the other rare metal? MP, that reversed beautifully yesterday, just as I had predicted. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, I did have a pretty big reversal yesterday. Pretty high volume as well. I'm not sure if that is a topping candle or not. Um, yeah, not super happy on that one, but it's not overall not performing too badly. As Donkey Kong continues to wander towards this trend line. Which is a thing. Trying to get to light up right there. And we're right at it again. Right at it right there. Hey guys, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So there's Donkey Kong backing away from that resistance. Sold AITX. Yeah, I think I sold out of that too. Yep, I'm out. Out of AITX has come down substantially. Yeah, I didn't have much in there. Rob, you still owe me in and out for AITX. You gotta take. Actually, no, it's Outback, right? Hell, you gotta take us to Mastro's, son. It's Mastro's for you. All right, so market's still on edge here, even though we have a lot of green. Most of these are bounces out of lows. They're not running into highs. So it does look like a consolidation of some sort is in play. Whether it's going to turn into a correction or not is a whole different set of circumstances. The mega caps aren't looking super hot. Hopefully, we're just going to chill in this area for a minute. Microsoft still with higher lows. Apple overall has higher lows. Support of this trend line so far under the 50-day moving average. I don't like that, but we could find support down here. The 200 is not too far away. Right now, that would be about the 113 level. Yeah, so Microsoft's not doing too bad. Amazon still in the consolidation, not really doing too much. Yeah, I completely agree, Ellie. Nothing really looks mega super hot, but hey, let's hope Amazon can go sideways for the next year, Ellie. What do you think about that? I think that'd be amazing. Or 6 months. It's already been sideways since looks like actually you could take that back further. Sideways since July. So that's what, 7, 8, 9 months, almost 10 months. Amazon's been super tight. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. I don't know if we're gonna get the exact same run we had here, but there's a position to you could facilitate a position or a layer of positions. Hold on. Yeah, Lambo to 5K run. Yeah, the whole thing about unicorn trade. The whole thing about that is this leg has to be very vertical. I don't know. I mean, look, if our setup sets up the same way this one did, you know, I think that's going to be a whole like if we can. So far, it's actually turning out to be somewhat similar. If you look at it, it's. I think it's. I'm not sure if it's tighter. That's 37%. That is 17. So it is a little bit tighter. But yeah, I mean, if we continue sideways here, if we don't undercut that at the 28.85, if we hold that and don't go higher than if we continue that, I mean, that really would be a pretty super setup. And then you have this here, you have a fake high or a fake low. That's obviously coronavirus. The question is, without coronavirus, would this run have been this explosive? You could argue yes. You could also argue no. I don't think we can have that knowledge, but um, yeah, I don't know. With everything getting back to normal, is Amazon going to be as popular, or is Walmart going to steal some thunder? What's Walmart look like? Yeah, see, Walmart's not really consolidating in the same way. It's actually down under. It's this is my weekly charts. This is a 10 week, which is like the 50 day, and this is like the 200 day. This is a 50 week. So firmly under the 50 week now, which is back over here where we bottomed. Significantly under the 50 week. So Walmart's kind of been on a. Oh, look at that. Look, see that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put an alert right there. That's either going to be a huge shakeout death march, or that's going to be another really good buy point for Walmart. And Walmart has been doing better with their online. Keep that in mind as well. Buy Walmart put right now? Nah. Amazon 10K? Yeah, in time. Yeah, it'll get to 10K. I mean, I don't think it's a stock that's going anywhere. Yeah, it's just I don't know when, obviously. I mean, we were at 1K, crossed 1K about 3 4 years ago. Now we're at 35. So you maybe 3 4 years from then. I mean, who the hell knows, right? So let's see how long you can get Amazon options going out. Probably still to 2023. That's what everyone's doing. Can't go back. January 2023. Question is 10K by 23? Probably not. Geez, you got to pay 1,200 for a 5,100 option. Dang, gotta sell that shit. That's crazy. Got to pay 500 for a 3,000 option. So you're looking at 3,600, 3,700 just for break even on that. Um, that's giving you 2 years though of price exposure on Amazon. So 3,700 is here. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Most of the large caps could be described as stock that's not going anywhere. Absolutely. Yeah, it'll change at some point. But yeah, so large caps not going anywhere means Nasdaq's probably not going anywhere. Um, Mastercard going in the wrong direction again this morning, firmly lower. But volume hasn't been too bad on Mastercard. I guess the overall question is: do we go into a larger correction, or do we go back into a more sideways or bullish market in the next coming weeks or months? Um, yeah, I don't quite have the answer to that. So, and since I don't have the answer to that, cash, if not a majority, if not all cash, is likely the right move in these situations. So, for me, that's generally the thing. I did get some IVR. I did get some Mastercard. Both Mastercard's still profitable. IVR took a huge dump yesterday, but with COVID kind of coming back, and volume was a little bit lower yesterday, so definitely could bounce back on. I did cut IVR though, cut it in half. I was too heavy, so took some losses yesterday, but nothing too egregious. Luckily, it's like tested a little bit lower today. Nasdaq pulling back. It was started up 1%. Now it's only up a quarter of a percent. Today is a Friday, so we'll see what happens over the weekend. Probably nothing. I don't know about super substantially great. We shall see, but you never know. So when the Fed announces more stimulus and crap is on the weekend, probably do that on purpose so they can buy their positions on Friday afternoon. I don't know. Excuse me. Hold on a sec. All right, guys. I think I'm going to bounce here pretty soon. At least to sell calls on all of them. Yeah, I probably could sell some calls. I've got calls. I could sell them to try to bank some profit out of them. My The problem is I got very weak hands. What was that one we were looking at to go up the other day? Um, Cybersecurity stock, CyberArk. Yeah, see, CyberArk. So made a couple mistakes here. Obviously, I bought those calls over here, and when they came back, yeah, actually, I think that's right where I did sell them. So that wasn't a bad sell on those. But glad I sold the call. Also sold some additional calls, but I ended up being negative because of this bounce. But I had to take the prime position into more account. So yeah, Mastercard's intriguing up here. Oh, so still calls on Walmart. Yeah, you're not going to make much money though because it's in just a straight downtrend right now, which I don't know. That's very interesting. I wonder why that would be. What did they say on earnings? Actually underperformed on earnings. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping tabs on Walmart, but quite a bit of increased distribution up here, above average volume happened here. Then we had lower above average volume bounce back, and then more egregious selling pressure here on Walmart under the 200 daily moving average for Walmart. So that is not very good. Yeah. So this bounces back to the 200. Um, I actually see here across the 50. Some that's some bad action there around the 50. And it comes back, stalls at the 150. Is that a head and shoulders? Arguably, it is a head and shoulders, depending on shoulder head. There's a clear trend line. Ooh. Ooh, that's a topping signature. Shoulder head, shoulder, declining volume, neckline break, retest, and then fail. Measured move, almost there, 128. 128 would be the measured move. So we're almost there, low of 130. You could call that a hit on that measured move. So that's a possibility right there. That's interesting right there on Walmart. Trying to think of some other big names. Netflix stalling in new highs, but still not going anywhere. That's good. Super tight. And looks like still supportive of the 200-day, which it is. So that's not too bad. Ross talking about something about PLL. Oh, sell a call on PLL. Maybe, I don't know. Some of these whipsaws these markets can do are pretty aggressive. I don't handle them well. I usually just stay cash. My MasterCard coming down a little bit. Nothing too crazy yet, but with the market situation the way that it is, pretty contentious for almost any long at this point. Almost any long. Some are going to work out, but the frequency and the veracity of the movement is not going to be what it used to be by a long shot. Especially if we continue with this action. Yeah, so I'm not super happy right now with most of this action. Any of this action, actually. I don't really see any of it that is good. Except for, if you look at it, Amazon, 3 to 6 months from now would be beautiful if we can just hold up here. That would be amazing. Question is, do we hold the 200 moving average support? We did break the 50, although not really in bad fashion. That's a break of the 200 technically on more high volume, so that's also technically not good. Yeah, we'll see what Amazon does. Obviously, that's going to be a big leader. Nvidia, yeah. Well, I mean, nothing was really running. I ended up exiting out of Nvidia. MP selling off. Yeah, the bull's not with us right now. Could come back, but most of these charts look like they need time, and that could mean months. So, not the worst thing in the world. A few months off of the stock market. That actually, could be pretty good. Or what, at the end of February? I don't know. Maybe selling May go away thing. Maybe we sell before May and go away. So, all right. Let me just say this, guys. I'm gonna bow out here, but let me just say this. And best advice you'll ever get. If you guys have big profits, There's no harm in keeping them. There's no harm in keeping your big profits. You don't have to be involved in the next thing that goes up in a risky environment, which this is already proven to be risky. The past, two partial cycles have been very hard to digest and get correct. So if you guys are getting hurt, if you're seeing your account go from high, let's say you're at 100,000 and now you're at 80, then you're at 70, just cash. Just, you don't have to be right. You don't have to get the next trade right. You have to keep the money. Trust me, you want to keep the money. Just keep the fucking money. So if you guys are doing good, that's fine. You're in sync with the market. That's one thing. But if you guys are getting hurt continuously, that's a sign that you're out of sync and you need to stop. And I'm trying to heed those signs. And so far, I'm doing a pretty good job. But we're not like fully bearish yet, but it's definitely feeling in that direction. So I'd rather miss out on gains than take a loss. And I'm out of here. You guys have a good day. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. It's Friday. I will see you guys Monday. And you better have some money in your account.